Excellent song pick. St. Vincent is such a fantastic artist, and this track, Los Angeles, has the perfect gritty, dark feel to set up for this season and episode. Love this sort of enigmatic synchronized swimming, additionally well choreographed and animated.
Nothing's lonelier than a party. Good thing I don't need anyone, or I might feel lonesome.
The extremely cliched dialogue that basically says absolutely nothing. The little horse Buddha in the background. I'd also add that this intro is really cleverly set up, as it's not immediately clear to the audience what show we're watching, Philbert or Bojack, mostly due to the set being identical. Establishes that line being blurred right from the get-go. And as usual, they are on top of the background gags that show certain species being naturally suited for certain jobs. A small but touching tribute to Ralph Carney, who performed the iconic saxophone in the opening theme and passed away shortly after season 4 was released. And once again, they have the perfect new set piece for this section of the intro, nearly identical to Bojack's to convey that idea that Philbert is him, with an appropriately dark tone to portray the severity that this season will actually reach. I also love that Bojack looks around himself very suspiciously, almost paranoid. Very telling for what we see from him this season. Pickles noticeably being in the background at this party, and the television talking about Philbert. Small details. But it's stuff like this that shows you how much they cared about this show. Warbler Brothers is such a fantastic animal spoof of Warner Brothers. And on the side of the building, they have two great animal puns for popular pieces of media at the time.
Good thing I carry this flask full of my dead wife's blood around.
I loved you to death. The visual gags on this show are unmatched. This shit is hilariously on the nose.
I have some questions about my character.
I love how hard they go in on the joke about this business being absolutely useless.
Why does John Philbert's house look the same as my house?
I've never been to your house. The set was designed to reflect Detective Philbert, spare, lonely, precariously balanced on a hill of his own isolation.
Kind of looks like David Boreanaz's house.
Yeah, the set designer actually took a tour there.
Oh, that's very interesting.
What an impressive callback. And the fact that this fake blood is blood sows means one of two things. One, it's actually barbecue sauce. Or two, the chain specializes in actual blood in this universe. Take your pick.
Hi.
Hey.
Funny how quickly they cut to this, as if it's like inevitable this would happen. No point in building it up for the audience.
Can I ask you a question about you?
Uh-huh.
Do you think I'm right and the Philbert character is poorly written and Flip needs to write him better so that I don't look so bad?
Yes, this question is definitely not about you, Bojack.
And I keep getting hired because I show up, do the work, and keep my head down.
But do you love this script? Do you love your character? I mean...
Do I love Internal Affairs Director Sassy Malone, whose primary character traits are that she hates bras and loves cold rooms? Not especially. It feels gratuitous and male-gazy. But hey, pays for my expensive habit of having a mortgage in Southern California.
Good commentary about how women are forced to sort of bite their tongue to be able to receive consistent work in the entertainment industry, even if the characters are sexist and objectifying. Stephanie Beatriz is an excellent casting choice for this role. Obviously, this voice is similar to the one belonging to her famous character from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but she additionally modifies it so that it is a distinctly different sounding character. Bojack misspelling Wednesday. That stupid D and N combination has fucked over thousands of children and adults. Showing how Bojack is more effectively committing to bettering himself than before, this is legitimately impressive and illustrates how the events of season 4 have really shaped him and helped him to grow. But I also think this moment illustrates well that there's still a problem going on here. He is for sure doing well, but the fact that he still feels the need to gulp down this vodka as soon as midnight hits, even if it doesn't do anything to satisfy him whatsoever, is a major issue that he still isn't really addressing. He continues to believe that he needs this to function, or that he doesn't need rehab to get over it.
Well, I wanted to let you know that I hearted your Instagram photo.
Okay, cool.
Well, there were 23 other hearts. I don't know if you know who they're all from, but one was from me.
Yeah, they let me know.
Oh, cool.
Okay, I'm going back to sleep.
Fine, but this phone call does not replace our weekly Sunday call, okay?
Yeah, I'll talk to you Sunday. Afternoon.
Yes, good, because I miss you. Sorry, that sounded dumb. I don't miss you. I'm just bored. That also sounded dumb.
I miss you too, Bojack.
Nice way to show how Hollyhock keeps him grounded and focused on being better. This is a genuinely sweet moment. Excellent musical parodies of the Cockatoo Twins and Mac DeMarco.
What are you gonna do while I'm at work all day?
There's an old frog who lives down in the LA River. He owes me an egg salad sandwich on account of a caper we once went on.
What?
I was gonna see if he wants to make instruments out of shoeboxes and rubber bands.
And that will satisfy you? At the end of your life, when you're looking back at this day, you'll think, that was a good day.
Yeah?
Poor Todd. Smart way to show that they're a bit too incompatible. So what if Todd wants to play music with his frog friend under a bridge? That is his business. These pictures are so cute, and I love the subtle animal gags in a few of them. But is that Angelina Jolie in the corner there?
That takes a hero. It takes a selfless, giving, kick-ass superwoman who's willing to take out her checkbook right now and write the adoption agency a check for $60,000.
Well, okay.
Fabulous.
I'm just so glad that I'm on this journey with you.
Princess Carolyn, I'm with you every step of the way. From you giving me this check, all the way to me introducing you to your new caseworker, Tracy.
Hey.
You're in wonderful hands. Bye.
What?
Congratulations. What are you, like 5 months pregnant?
Clever way of showing how these agencies can sort of emotionally manipulate people into paying them exorbitant amounts of money and how they don't really care about you as a person. This Nietzsche quote, followed by Flip's attempt to be smart and dark by changing it a tiny bit, showcases how huge this guy's ego is, and is a great representation of this type of person who thinks that they are way smarter than they actually are. And I love how these act plans in the background are just filled with nonsense, revealing how paper thin the show is. Plus, I love that this person who decided to draw boobs on a blanket to make themselves a sexy ghost was actually chosen for this scene. Somehow this qualifies as hot and haunted, I guess.
I'm just worried it might come across as gratuitous in male gazy, which I know it isn't.
You know what? You girls can go home. The stripper scene's cut.
Seriously?
Oh.
How am I gonna feed my baby?
Really interesting to show how trying to say something often ends up resulting in more jobs being taken away from women, and some really tragic unintended outcomes. This proves exactly why Gina never says anything.
Gina, Bojack was concerned the old scene was gratuitous and male gazy.
Oh, he was. Bojack said that.
This is much more interesting and motivated by character.
But I'd also add that it's so shitty for Bojack to use this as a cover for his own criticisms related to his image, really indicative of how averse he is to being honest about his emotions, and how he can often make mistakes in order to cover up what he's feeling. Or more specifically, uses women to do so.
So, even within the 1% of the population that's asexual, there's an even smaller percentage that is still looking for romantic companionship.
Seems like a pretty thin user base for an app.
But without it, asexual romantics might end up settling for just whatever other asexual romantics they might meet, even if they have nothing else in common.
Oh, excellent. I'm really glad that the writers chose to touch upon this and not just close up Todd's arc as soon as he came out as asexual. They really nailed the very true-to-life situations that asexual people often deal with as well. Very educational for those of us who aren't aces ourselves.
But maybe it's good if they have nothing in common, because then they can help each other grow and change and become fuller, more well-rounded people.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd also add that this is a very grounded dilemma for really just anyone who is dating at all. Knowing when differences are beneficial for your own growth or when there is just too much of a rift between you and this other person is extremely difficult. Well-written disagreement between these two.
So saith Caesar, King of the Apes.
Mr. Peanut Butter mistaking Julius Caesar for the main character from the Planet of the Apes franchise. I also just noticed that they replicated Bojack's old couch, burned ottoman from Sarah Lynn and all. That is some attention to detail right there. Bojack's absolute masterpiece of Gina. So many amazing animal parodies of real stores in California, but I also love how they just have regular old goofy ones like a plant store called Dig It or a gentleman's club called Broad Broad. mods. Like, that's so dumb. Also, this dude is getting straight up murdered tonight, but he is still gonna get some. For female grasshoppers, that is just the order of events. Sex, and then I am biting your head off and eating you. Ah, the beauty of nature.
I went to monster.com to look up facts about the movie Monster, and it turns out they have job postings there. What a time to be alive.
Hey, a posting for whattimeisit.rightnow.com.
Oh, a janitor job?
Love these parodies of popular websites, mostly pertaining to jobs, but I'm pretty sure Ribbit is just Reddit. Not only do I love how accurately, overly formal these tasks are phrased, but they absolutely fucking killed me here too with the Good Will Hunting reference. One of the job types being, what time is it? I'm curious what level of commitment that would even entail. Creating an outstanding list of amazing animal puns for different neighborhoods in LA just to end it with the unchanged Glendale. And holy fuck if the 90 different drafts of Todd's resume on the desktop isn't the most relatable thing I've ever seen. Love how out of place this company's building is. Even the cleaning products on this show are jokes.
This is a very impressive resume. You founded a rideshare app, you built and managed your own theme park, and you were briefly governor of California.
It's so funny how this episode kind of shows Todd's resume to be insanely impressive, utilizing all of these one-off gags and storylines that the audience likely didn't even consider jobs or even remember, but it makes sense that from the outside, this would be an absurdly overqualified resume for pretty much any job.
I was also the director of a Star Wars movie, but they fired me over creative differences.
Love them connecting Todd to events in pop culture. The insanity of Todd's office design. I also appreciate how overwhelmingly lavish it is with the Tiffany lamp and fancy furniture to illustrate how wasteful large companies such as these can be.
Ugh, Todd, your good-hearted naivete has once again conspired with outrageous happenstance to completely dick me over.
I love how plainly Bojack states Todd and his typical interactions. Flip eating a frozen popsicle. They had that tiny, stupid B-plot ready from the first episode of this season. Also, this board of show ideas is filled with excellent jokes about cliched detective or crime drama media, but I am particularly partial to sexy violent sex, followed by sexy twist. Violent?
This whole show is dumb!
What?
It's confusing, it's overwritten, and it's poorly lit.
The darkness is a metaphor for darkness.
And worst of all, it's boring. It has nothing to say, and it says that nothing badly.
Kind of funny how this scene is also notably lit rather dark, drawing some comparisons between Philbert, the show, and Bojack Horseman, the show. Seems like some of these criticisms might have been similar to some that Bojack received early on in its run as well.
I am the show creator, and if I want your character to get naked, he gets naked. If I want him to speak only in Korean, you're learning Korean. If I want your character to shit his pants and then walk around with shit in his pants for the rest of the season, you will do just that.
Oh, come on.
You signed a contract, and that means I am your god. You will please your god, and if I don't see your ass on set, then I will see your ass in court. Do you understand?
Highlighting how dark Flip is as a character, as dorky as he can seem sometimes, he's got a huge ego, bolstered by his show being chosen, and he is not afraid to abuse his newfound power. It went immediately to his head, and he is drunk off of it.
Tracy, I'm spending a lot of money to be here with you, and I'm putting myself in a very vulnerable position. Is there any way you can be a little more thoughtful with the way you manage me as a client?
It sounds like what you're looking for is an adoption manager. This is an adoption agency. Do you not know the difference?
Ha! I love how well they're able to twist this joke.
Princess Carolyn! I need to talk to you!
Oh. Bojack?
Hold on! I got a thing with a chair!
Really hard to watch this moment. They give you a ton of hope in the beginning of this episode, and to watch him slide back so fast is so disappointing, but also so realistic.
I don't want to do this show.
So you're gonna run away like you always do?
Yeah, I never wanted to do this show. You faked my signature.
And I told you that, and you said okay because you wanted to be a good friend to me. So you can't get points for that and then resent me for it now.
Another very real look at how being better is about consistency, and how difficult that endeavor is. I totally understand why Bojack feels frustrated and trapped agreeing to do this show for Princess Carolyn and then it turning out to be painstakingly awful, but the whole reason he agreed to do this for her was to be a better friend, a better person. So to turn away from that and cast blame on her, even after he himself agreed, would remove all of that progress that he's made.
Philbert, he's a drunk, he's an asshole. I don't want to be him.
So maybe you don't be the drunk asshole. Maybe this time you have a good attitude and you don't drink so much and you show up for your call time and then you put on the Philbert costume and you pretend to be this other guy. And then when you're done shooting, you take off your costume and you're Bojack, the star of the show that everybody likes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This is such a sweet moment between the two of them, with Princess Carolyn genuinely providing Bojack with good advice and Bojack moving forward to help her out with her personal endeavors. But I also really like how succinctly it sets up Bojack's struggle for this season, with his behavior being reflected so clearly through Philbert, and him having to try to move away from it at the same time. His trying to remember that Philbert is the costume and Bojack is his true persona, and defining who this new Bojack is without Philbert along for the ride. Love the detail of him writing Blarn on the sign, which was on her name tag the first time they met.
Hey, stranger.
This scene gets the audience asking so many questions as soon as it starts. Great setup for the next episode.
Well, here's your place.
Diane's apartment complex literally being named The Sad.
Well, anyway, I signed the papers.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so if it all looks good to you and your lawyer, you can sign it too, and then it'll be official. Divorce completed.
This hits like an absolute truck. Love how they really just drop it on you as brutal fact. So many different, hilariously disgusting visual gags with Bojack here.
So then Aaron Eckhart said, if that's Ansel Elgort, then who's Alden Ehrenreich? And then I said, Gesundheit!
Everything we're doing over these next 10 weeks, the places I'm gonna take you, it's not about you, you know? It's Philbert.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you get it. I tell you, buddy. This is going to be a sensational season of television.
Such a foreboding comment about what Bojack Horseman as a show is going to be like this season. I love mirroring this scene from the beginning, except at Bojack's actual house, just head-to-toe parallels to set up that main through line. So well written. If you enjoyed this video, consider supporting me on Patreon at patreon.com/PosiTVty. That's PosiTVty. There you get all of the videos before they go up on YouTube. You can choose exactly what you want to see on the channel, and you get the unedited essays so you can hear all of my mistakes and the things that I choose to cut out. But any bit of support really helps me out, and I appreciate you being here at all, so thank you so much for liking, commenting, subscribing, even just watching. I appreciate your presence on this earth, and I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful week. I'll see you for the next video. Let me know what you think it should be. See you soon!